All right, welcome to task 6. We're going to start talking about something called a mid-segment of a trapezoid. So we're still dealing with trapezoids where I got CD and AB being parallel to each other. But now I got this piece EF where it's being cut. It's cutting the trapezoid in half. It's halfway up this side, halfway up this side, and making that mid-segment. When I have a mid-segment, there's a couple pieces of information I know. I know that AB, EF, and CD are all parallel to each other. A, B, E, F, and C, D are all parallel to each other. This line, and this line are all parallel to each other. More importantly, I know this little formula to figure out what my mid-segment length is. So if EF is my mid-segment, then EF is essentially my two bases added together. Base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. So essentially the average of these two bases. So it's going to give us some information here. I'm going to maybe redraw it out for a second. If AB is 14, so if this was 14 up here and DC was 26, and I want to find EF, what I'm going to do is add together those two bases. AB and DC are my bases, 14 plus 26, and then I'll divide by 2. Well, 14 plus 26 is 40. And when I divide by 2, I get 20. So my mid-segment is 20. So you might want to write yourself a note that AB and DC are both bases. And so when I'm given that AB and DC are 14, 26, I'm adding them together and dividing by 2. I'm taking the average, which gives me my mid-segment, my middle one. Let's do the same thing for number 2. I'm given a base and another base. So 7 plus 31 divided by 2 is what I'm going to solve. 7 plus 31 is 38. And divided by 2, I get an answer of 19. And that is my mid-segment. Now 3 and 4 are a little bit different. They give us the mid-segment. EF is my middle, and DC is a base, and AB is a base. So if I were to kind of draw that trapezoid, 22 is in the middle here, and it gives me the bottom base, but I don't know the base at the top. And so what I'm going to do is I'm still going to use this formula, but instead of 22 plus 38, I'm going to have a variable, x plus 38 divided by 2 would give me that mid-segment of 22. So that's how I would set that up. And now I need to solve for x. When I have this 2 on the bottom, we're dividing by 2 here, so I'm going to do the inverse operation. I'm going to multiply by 2 first. And multiplying by 2, I'm multiplying 2 times 22, and I get x plus 38 equals 44. Multiplying by 2, I'm multiplying by 2 to get rid of it on this side, and I'll multiply by 2 over here. So 22 times 2 gives me 44. So I have x plus 38 equals 44. And my last step, I will subtract 38 to both sides, minus 38 to both sides. 44 minus 38 is 6. So I have x equals 6. So that would be my base at the top. Same idea for number 4. It gives me AB as my base at the top, EF is my middle, and I want to find my base at the bottom. So same setup. I'm going to do x plus my other base, which is 41, divided by 2 equals my mid-segment, 47. And I multiply by 2, these 2's cancel out. I multiply by 2 on both sides. I get x plus 41 equals 47 times 2, which is 94. and then I'll subtract by 41, and that's how I will get my final answer of x equals 53. So when we are solving for one of the bases, we're going to need to multiply by 2 first. Start by multiplying by 2. Instead of my last step dividing by 2, my first step is to multiply by 2, and then I'll subtract to find my final answer. Your next few slides are going to be quizzes over 11 and 12 and some drag and drop over the section at the bottom, all doing the same process.